I'm thinking about, the small to medium sized market security leaders. And a lot of times they're not necessarily security leaders, they're compliance officers or IT directors, if you will, right? Security isn't really the forefront of their brain. When we talk about these compliance frameworks, the IT directors are focused on the more technical aspects of it. The compliance people are just, they know HIPAA, right? They know they have to comply with HIPAA, but everything else in between doesn't really matter to them. What I've experienced, especially with the small to medium sized businesses, is that they are reluctant to really progress that conversation again. And I keep coming back to this from an expense point of view, right? And what the gap is a lot of times is those IT directors are afraid to approach anybody, right? And it's kind of like it's almost like a primal fear. It's like they've already known what the issues were. They've already known the tools that they need to implement. They know from a general point of view what compliance or what standards that they need to comply with from a compliance point of view, but they are absolutely terrified to approach the decision makers to say, hey, CFO, you need to sign off on this or else something bad is going to happen, right? Same thing, and I'm talking, that's from an IT director standpoint, same thing with the compliance officer standpoint, right?
So how would you do it?
How would I do it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that was the question.
Stop dodging the question, Joe. How would you do it?
I mean, really, and I keep coming back to this same point. In order for somebody who's going to spend money to sign off on any sort of project that relates to IT security, you have to expand on the fact that they stand to have money leaving the business rather than coming into the business. So that's a position that I stand on with every single client that has this issue, right? And we talked about it before. We talked about the fines that they can incur, right? And especially the reputation. If you, and I get Dez's point where it's sort of twofold. It's not just about the business, it's also about the mission. But at the end of the day, these CEOs are trying to generate revenue. And a lot of times that's why they're coming to you. They want to get the contracts. Depending on their certification, they want that certification so that they can get a new book of business. But in order to get that new book of business, you have to ensure that there's no margin of error for money to leave the organization. Does that answer the question, Jake? Or does that answer the question, Des?